Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Come on in. And I'm going to... Hey, mommy's connected. Thanks for joining. Let's put the link in the comments. How's you guys' day been going? Waiting on some more people to hop on the live. So we're going to have a great live tonight. We're going to be talking about when to say no to your clients as a hairstylist. Okay. Just looking. Waiting on Tiffany to Cole to hop on. And she should be hopping on. Let us know where you're from. Hey, y'all in one hop. Thanks for joining. And I think I got it. And let me post. And let me let Tiffany on. And then pin that to the comments. Cool. Let's see.
Hey,
Okay, there you are. You know, it's always a situation trying to look. So,
we made it.
Right. And then let me also just invite some folks through the live.
Somebody's connected.
Get some people on here for us. So I
Hey,
sent it out
Jeanette.
to some people.
Thanks for joining, ladies.
Yes. Thank you all for coming. So,
Baby, I had to tell the people earlier. I said, listen, I went on in my stories. I had clips all in my head. I said, listen, I'm going to try to get cute tonight, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Oh, right. You had a lot going on today.
This filter is given. That's all I got to say.
You and these
And what are you
filters.
thankful for?
What am I thankful for?
Mm-hmm.
I am just thankful for being around good people that help to keep my energy up. So that's what I'm thankful for. And thankful for the people that showing up to our lives. I really appreciate that. And you guys just coming to support us. That I'm truly appreciative.
Sounds good to me. I am thankful to wake up this morning, right? With all the things that I had to do, even though some of them aren't done, I'm glad I was able to actually do what I did. So yeah, I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for the people that are around me. I'm thankful for this. It is hard to find people that are genuine. So if you guys find those genuine people, definitely connect with them and see how you can support one another. 'Cause that's what we do over here.
Right. And with that said, we wanted to go ahead and do this live for you all and just give you some tips as far as getting comfortable and knowing when to tell your clients no and being okay with that. You know, I know we all in a point where we need the money and, you know, the bills don't stop, but there's also a point where, you know, you have to have your sanity and your peace, and you have to be comfortable with yourself drawing that line and those boundaries as far as like, you know, what you're and letting your clients know, you know, how to work with you and you know, what your expectations are of them, because they definitely gonna let you know what they expect of you.
With no questions. I agree with that.
And before we get into the content for tonight. Real quick, Tiffany and I, we are still hosting our workshop for getting your business ready for Q1 2023. And so we've also put the link in the comment, and it's also in the title of this live. So definitely check us out. We would definitely love to have you, help you to get your business in order, and have you do the ins and outs and help you with the prep work as far as financials, consultations, giving you the scripts, what you need to say to clients so you guys can be prepared and ready to bring this money in. Did I miss anything, Tiff?
Nope, that's you got it.
Okay. Well, I'll go
You
ahead and
got
let
it.
Tiffany introduce herself, and then I'll go ahead and introduce myself for those of you that this is your first time joining us.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tiffany Nicole. I am a hair loss specialist who also um, takes the role of consulting with cosmetology professionals. So, what I do is help you grow your business from graduation all the way to grand opening. I like to start at the beginning, though, to get you set up, help you get your business set up, start up, get your systems in place, and just craft your customer experience and your customer journey. I think those are the most important things that you can do, because you won't get to the money until you get to the client experience, right? So that's the way I see it, and I help you, implement that into your business.
Absolutely. Hey, Hands of Carol One, thanks for joining. And if this is you guys' first time here, my name is Trichologist Precious Rutland, and I teach hairstylists as well as individuals my hair regrowth system so that they can have healthy hair and to prevent balding and hair thinning. And so what I do is not only just focus on that hair growth, but I also take that holistic approach as far as including that mind, body, spirit piece, as well as your health and what you're putting into your body so that you can have healthy hair. And so our focus tonight is going to be on the stylist, of course. And again, as I mentioned earlier, really training the stylist up, and any beauty professionals, really anybody that's in business, this can benefit them as well. So go ahead and share this out for us, but really helping you to understand and really get into this talk of when you have to say no to your clients, and being okay about it and being at peace with it. So
That's
Tiff, you want to
definitely
go ahead and
very
kick us off?
okay. We are coming to the end of November, and
Yeah.
in November, I like to take the time to just evaluate the ways that we can say no to create boundaries in our business without repelling our clients, right? So if you haven't been following me, I have been putting out content where I talk about that, different reasons why you would have to say no, or different reasons why it's a good idea to say no. So we thought that this would be a good way to kind of wrap up November
Mm-hmm.
by doing this live, and also tying it into the things that we have coming up, because you have to create boundaries in your business. That is just period, point blank, or you're going to cause yourself burnout. You are going to get to the place where you don't love going to work anymore. I've been there multiple times throughout my career, multiple times. And more recently, though, I have learned to take a step back and get out of my feelings, because I'm a Taurus, so I can get all in my feelings. But, we have to not only say no to the customer or maybe some different services, but we have to say no to ourselves. So we have to come out of that negative self-talk, right? We have to make sure that we are doing the self-care. So when I say when we say that we have to set boundaries, it's not just for, the external parts of our business. It's also for the internal parts of our business.
Absolutely. And so Tiffany, as she was talking, it also brought to my mind, like, we need to look deeper at like it's just surface level. Like, you know, sometimes we want to help our clients out because they be going through and they may not follow your policies as far as like booking. Like, say they want to, you know, they always calling you to schedule the book appointment versus you wanting them to go online and schedule their appointment. And so it's up to
Mm-hmm.
you to decide, you know, I'm just using it as an example of, you know, of how you want to run your business. But you also want to look a little bit deeper. Like, if you're always flexing and bending, so whether it's with your client or even at home, like, you got to start looking
Mm-hmm.
at like, what are you doing personally, because it goes deeper than just this surface stuff and get irritated with the client. You really have to look at, okay, so, you know, where was my personal boundary violated, and looking at,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, why do I feel like I have to bend all the time or accept whatever the client gives to me, or, you know, have to be there for them. So yes, they do pay your bills. You know, we're grateful for every client that spends their dollars with us, especially now what's going on. You know, we're grateful for every dollar that comes in, but there's also at a point where we have to look at and really think about, okay, this is the career that I've chose and we want longevity here. So if we want longevity,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do to make sure that it's smooth? Because you're working for yourself, so you have to look at it as, you know, you want to come to this job because you love it. And so you should never have
Mm-hmm.
to feel like you have to put up with clients per se, because you know, I got to take this money because, you know, this is how I pay the bills. And I say that because I'm just speaking from what I've experienced, guys, being a hairstylist when I got out of cosmetology school. And so I know what the difference is, and how they train you. Like, they don't prepare you for this type of stuff. Like, this is like really the nitty gritty when it comes to dealing with clients and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, about money. Like, I like when I came out of cosmetology school and I got my booth rental, you know, the salon owner at that time was like, you don't turn anybody down, you got this booth rent, so you better take every client that comes through that door. And I was like, well, I don't know how to do all of these hairstyles that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's coming through this door that they want, so I'm not going to just
Yeah.
be up here just taking money. And then I may not even like the client's attitude, and because, you know, that's a lot. Like, you have to be a personable person. And so not only are you taking care of this client's hair, but you also are, you know, taking and working with the client, like their energy, you're being there for them. So you're
Mm-hmm.
like multitasking when you're doing all this for them. And so that was the second part of this live, because I was like, I really want them to hone in, because, you know, all money ain't good money. And so you know, there's a bunch of
Not
stories
it.
I got to share. And Tiffany brought up, she was like, girl, what you just told me is a whole ebook. And so I was like, well, we definitely need to share this out, because they're not really talking or teaching about this
Mm-hmm.
online. And so, you know, that's how we even got into doing this whole thing for quarter 1, to get you guys prepared for your
Yeah.
business.
Oh, honey. The whole thing about accepting clients that you don't want to do, it's you're gonna get that one that turns around and bites you right in it for you to catch that lesson. You know, like Precious was saying, all money isn't good money, and I know that there are times where you just go ahead and do it, do a service that you may not be that good at, or you may not be comfortable doing. But what I want to encourage you to do is have a thorough consultation, and then make sure all your documents are in order. Because when I say it's going to come to bite you, you may find yourself in court, just like the reel that we saw. Precious posted about a reel that she saw the other day, and she did a response video to it. And we don't talk about that. There's not a lot of talk about that in the industry. So I definitely think that is something we need to talk about it. We need to talk about that more, as a whole, those of us that are leaders in the industry, we need to, we need to share. We need to share more. I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah, and so as far as like what Tiffany was responding to just a second ago about a video I posted, so I did I guess what you call it a duet, and in that particular duet it was essentially a lady or a client. She was suing her stylist because she wanted locks and on relaxed hair. And I'm thinking like, why? I'm thinking to myself in the first place, why would the stylist even proceed with that consultation? But that's a whole nother story. But that goes to show how
Mm-hmm.
you have to have like your processes in place and not be afraid to say, hey, I don't do these particular services. And don't just, you don't have to be nasty with your client or say,
Mm-hmm.
I don't do them, but you can also say, hey, I don't do this particular service on this type of hair. And here's why. This is what it will happen. This is how it will turn out. But if you don't have like your documents in order, if you're not clear on your process and the way that you like to work, then you're always going to get ran over. Your money is always going to be looking funny because you aren't
Show.
consistent and direct in telling the client, what
Mm-hmm.
it is that you expect. And as it goes back to what I was just mentioning also, like, so whatever issues that you're having in your business, also take a look at what's going on in your personal life as well, because there's
Mm-hmm.
a parallel, the two correlate. And the universe has its own way of like bringing clients to you, because they always say that whenever you run across a certain person or they challenge you, that they are a reflection of you or a lesson that you have
That
to
you need.
learn. Have you ever heard of that, Tiffany?
Yes, it's going to drive right into what it is that you need to be working on in yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
sometimes,
I have
the
heard that.
lessons aren't um good. I wouldn't say aren't good. The lesson is good because like your soul needed to develop at that level, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also just for growth. And so you probably have put up a prayer in the universe and saying, hey, I need more clients, or I want to get better at this. And then so something will happen to where you will have, hang on guys, I got a call coming in. So something that happened to where you will have a test or a scenario or something to come up, whether it's with a client or
Mm-hmm.
something in your family, but whatever lesson that you needed to get, like that's going to come up. So for instance, if you've always been struggling with your money, trying to make ends meet, whether it's in the business or
Mm-hmm.
whether it's in the business or in your personal life, like that reflects. And so again, this is where we have that workshop that's coming up on December 4th. There's still time to register, and we're going to help you to work through that and do the pre-work. There's prerequisites to this, and it's a workshop. So we're going to be with you. I think it's about 3 hours, and we're going to be hammering out what you have individually going on in your business so that you can be set up properly for
Mm-hmm.
2023.
Yeah, so it's totally do it with you, right? We're not
Yeah.
going to do it for you, but you are going to do the work. We are going to be there to support you through it, and I think it is absolutely imperative that if you don't have your beauty business properly structured, that you go into the new year with that. So it will help you be able to support your clients, because if you have a system, if you have systems in place, the client can just flow through it without you having to be so hands on. And I
Mhm.
think that us being so hands on is one of the things that, it takes a lot of energy. It takes away from our home life, and it takes away from mental, your strength and your energy. So it can be a lot when you always have to be on. So we want to help you to get the systems in place so that you can actually be off.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
you
so
can actually be off.
for those of you are joining or those that are still on the live, just let us know, like, what are some of the things that you're running into with clients? Like, for instance, as you're putting that in the comments, like I've even had one of my fellow trichologists, I made mention to her about, or no, she seen the video that I posted, and she was
Mhm.
just stating that, clients want what they want. So she was like, it don't even matter. We could do a consultation or not. Like, she's like, she speaks several times and always say, have a consultation, but she was just making a point that clients want what they want. And so that just goes to show me this is further why you have to be able to stand your ground and have those boundaries in place. And so you
Mhm.
can be able to say to, clients like, hey, I'm not going to do that. This is what is I know to happen to your hair. So this is where you're actually step into your expertise because you've been doing this for so long, and the clients are looking to you, to take care of their hair.
And in the same breath, trying to tell you how to take care of their hair. But like Precious said, that's when you have to step into your expertise, stand in it, stand on it, Um, and we just have to say no sometimes. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes no is a complete sentence. Sometimes is no, not now. Sometimes no is how about we do this instead? But you have to decide, like, if that client is a good fit, and
Mm-hmm.
what is the life cycle of that client actually going to be. So those are some of the things that you find out during the consultation. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm definitely not going out of my way for someone who visits the salon twice a year. I'm not going to disrupt, the clientele that I have by adding someone who is not going to be a good fit for the business. Not just what I like to do and what I don't like to do. I'm thinking from a profit standpoint. When I open my books up, it's because a client has maybe left for a reason or another. I just had a client earlier in the year pass, and it took a few months for me to let her spot go. I still had she was a part of my life. She had been coming for 20 years. So I just couldn't mentally do it. So when I opened up that spot, I had to think about it. Do I just want to open it to any new client, or do I want somebody to fill that spot? She had a standing appointment every 2 weeks. I need that same cash flow coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not somebody that's coming here on a Tuesday, they're on a Thursday, 2 months from now, they come back on a Wednesday. I need somebody for me, right? I know what type of client that I want, and I know the profit that I want to make. So it takes for that consultation to check some boxes, just like when you're dating, right? Some of us may not have done that in a while. We may be married, or we may have just said, hey, I need a break. But you know what I'm talking about. There's certain things that you want and that you're looking for, or it's a no. And it should be the same way in your business, because you're at home, you're at work more often than you are at home. You spend more time in your business than you do in your home. So if you don't have peace there, if you don't have profit there, you might as well be at home. For me, for me, you know. But just as just growing in my business, even still, there's always growth. Even though we are leaders in the business in beauty industry, even though we are expert in our lanes, there's always room for growth. So that I had to come to terms with this year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have had like that situation, have you noticed the changes in your clientele, and how do you like intend to replace those clients?
Yep. Tiffany, you brought up some good points, and we definitely gonna have to. I've definitely done wrote down some what our next live
I
is
saw
gonna
you.
be. Those are really good.
I saw you. Yeah.
So
I
I'm
love
really
doing these. Even though we have a topic, sometimes we have to go around the block and come back to the topic. But just like you said, to introduce more topics into the conversation where, we can get to it later on a deeper level, but just to kind of have some things to talk about. And if you guys have any topics that you would like to hear about from us, go ahead and either drop them in the comments, or
yeah
sometimes we don't like to play outside in the public. So you can go ahead and shoot us a DM
yeah
if you have
I
a
forgot
question
that.
that you want answered that you may not really want to share with everyone. That's fine as well.
Hmm.
I don't think I'm coming down with a cold. I'm a little congested going on here.
I was gonna say probably with this weather change, and I don't know if it's been raining up there where you have been, but it's definitely been raining these last couple of days here, and
It
again
is.
temperature drop, so you don't know how to dress. One minute it's hot, then it's cold. So
Well, I hardly ever wear a coat unless it's snowing. So, you know.
right. But again, this is all we have tonight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you all hopping on with us tonight. If you didn't get a chance to hear what we covered, definitely go back and check the replay. Again, there's still time to sign up for our hair workshop, getting you ready, your business ready for 2023. The link is also in the comments. I got it pinned, and it's also in the title of this live. I appreciate each and every last one of you all for joining, just, listening to our videos. You've been rocking with us when we do these lives every week. And so we don't, take for granted. And we just pray that, the information that we're sharing on here with you all, that you guys are learning and is beneficial and helping you.
Absolutely. So we do this because we want to share. We do this because we want to bring integrity back to the beauty industry. I know that's big for me. I have seen the changes, and we just want to be a part of uplifting the industry. So thank you all for joining, and we will see you again on next Monday.
All right, guys, you take care.